In this, we are going to talk about the exact roadmap that you have to follow from 0 to 1. Even if you are a student in first year, second year, final year, or any year of your engineering, and you haven't done any data structure algorithm before, then this is the video you must watch. So, in order to understand why DSA is so popular, let's understand why do companies prefer DSA. Companies need a neutral platform. They need a neutral platform because they are hiring different kind of students from different colleges to evaluate candidates. Okay, so everyone, every institution and organization has to judge candidates analytical ability, that you can call ability to solve problems. We gave JE entrance exam after our 12th for PCM. The subjects were PCM. CAT evaluates students on the basis of aptitude. Many IT companies evaluate on the basis of aptitude only. So you can see there are lots of neutral platforms like aptitude or PCM for engineering college school students to apply for entrance examinations. So similarly, companies prefer DSA. So there are top software companies which give high package like 8 lakh, 10 lakh, 15 lakh. So they need candidates with higher analytical skills which can't be judged simply by aptitude. So they prefer to evaluate students on the basis of their DSA knowledge and their ability to solve the questions. So more than the theory, the knowledge of the different data structure algorithm, what is important is its practical application, how you are able to apply them to solve different problems that companies face in their company or in their daily life, or some representational problems of divide and search, conquer, etc. So we have divided this learning uh, in a set of 5 stages. Stage 0, where you have to select a language in which you have to do DSA or do for any other purpose as well. You have to first select a language, then you have to learn it, you have to master the basic concepts in it. So that is part of your stage 1. Then in stage 1 you will do beginner data structure algorithms. We have divided some initial algorithms and some linear data structures that you have to do in this stage. This stage is also applicable to low paying jobs up to 3 lakh, 4 lakh, 5 lakh. If you do this much DSA, that will be enough to get you in those kinds of job. Stage 2 is advanced data structure and algorithms. In this you will be doing some advanced topics of data structure and some advanced algorithm, mainly non-linear data structure and other algorithms. So this is required for higher paying jobs which give you around 8 LPA, 12 LPA and 15 LPA onwards. Stage 3 is you have to participate in online coding contests which are conducted regularly on different platforms, different colleges. We'll talk about it in detail. Stage 4, how to prepare for internships and jobs after doing all these stage 4 priors. Okay, so let's go to stage 0. Selecting a language, you only have 3 options like C++, Java, Python. Only 3 languages are preferred for learning DSA or doing CP or anything, and companies also prefer students in these 3 languages only. There are plethora of other languages like JavaScript, etc., C sharp and PHP, etc. You don't have to do all these for data structure algorithms, only C++, Java and Python. C++ is the most preferred language for DSA and CP because it has a very heavy STL, standard template library, in which you will find some predefined classes which you can use to implement the data structures. It is also useful because it is asked in the written of many companies. We are seeing the written of many top IT companies. They have MCQ round where they give you question on the basis of C++. So learning it will help you in that as well. The only disadvantage is you can't make any projects. Like if you want to make some project in second year, third year, you can't do in C++. You have to learn something else. So C++ is preferred by hardcore CP coders, like which participate very heavily and solve a lot of problems, lot of contests on a regular basis. But if your purpose is to only get a job, you are learning DSA only for a job, you are not interested in competitive programming, then Java is the most preferred language. It's helpful you in interviews. Most of the companies prefer you to solve problems in Java. It will also help you in making projects, like if you want to make web projects, if you want to make mobile Android. Okay, so you can also make projects in Java. Plenty of support for this is available. You will find a solution of almost every question in Java. Okay, so if you are interested in DSA just for job and not for CP or competitive programming, then Java is the language to go. But in case if you wish to make career in data science, then you must have heard you need to learn Python, but you want to do DSA as well, just to improve your chances of getting hired. In Python you can make a lot of projects, so it's a decent language, but it's not that preferred for DSA. Companies give it a bit disadvantage if you solve DSA in that. But if your priority is career in data science and making projects, you can do in Python as well. Okay, so but the most preferred is C++ for competitive programming, Java for interviews, and Python if you wish to make a career in data science. So all three are very simple things to ask. Another dilemma a student gets in college, they are asked to study C. So in my humble opinion, if you are learning C++, most of the concepts of C will be covered. It will just take you few days to make it specific to C. Most of the things are similar. Okay, struct etc. you have to work on. So if you are worried about how to tackle college also, so I don't think it will be an issue. You can just prepare as much as you need to pass in that exam, but in real life only these three languages will help you and none other. Okay, now the part, once we have selected the language, you have to master that language. So first is how, what all you have to study in the language. You have to first study the basic syntax, like how indentation meets semicolons etc, how comments are given in that language, all those kind of things. Then you have to study how to loops work, if loop, for loop, while loop, all these kinds of loop. You have to also understand how different data types are declared, how they are typecasted from one type to another, how to create functions is a very important, recursion is a very important programming approach. Apart from that, you have to also learn the OOPS concept, and almost every language, C++, Java, Python, all three you have to learn how to create class, how to define objects, and how to call functions. You don't have to learn it in that just basic, so that you can implement data structure using it. Then practice some basic programs like finding a prime number, palindrome, string operations, printing patterns, triangle, a square, or inverted triangle. All these kinds of program you must do. If you ask which platform, then HackerRank is the best platform to start learning a language. And there are many books which are available for each language. You will find for C++, Java, Python very easily. PDFs are available on the internet. You are just one Google away. Okay, some YouTube channels are also there. Okay, you can find like Code with Harry for Python. You will find Apna College of Aman Dhatawal for C++. Okay, and Java you will also find MySurgy is also good for Hindi students, and you can study from that as well. If you wish to join some course, it's totally up to you. Udacity, Udemy, Coursera, many online platforms are there. You can join them, but your core purpose should be to learn the same. Like you have to learn a language in this basic details. So if you can do from HackerRank, then be it, from book, then be it, from YouTube channel, be it, from a course, then be it. So in order to evaluate what you have learned, you are able to apply. Solve at least 30 questions of your language on HackerRank. Before moving on to the next stage, let's look at how to solve on HackerRank. So this is the HackerRank dashboard which you will come to after logging in. Okay, come down to practice, skills available for practice. You will see all the languages are available here: C++, Java, and Python. If you are learning for C++, click here, and you will see lots of problems here from easy to basic. There are around 40 to 50 problems. You don't have to solve all of them. You start from basic, input, output, simple, basic data type, conditional statement. You open the challenge, you understand what they ask. Okay, understand this is the sample format you have to use. You will be given while you are solving problems for companies, written or interview anywhere. So you have to understand how to write your code for this. So simply go to the IDE and write your code here by taking input and everything. Once you do this, go to the next problem on for loop, functions, pointer, array, variable sized array. So this is for practice. For theory, you can refer to anything we have mentioned in the third point here. Okay, for practice and evaluation. If you wish to do in Java, then you go back to the practice, select Java, and similarly you will do at least 30 questions on Java. String token is an important concept, so you can go and understand the question and write a code here, run it here only. And if you wish to do for Python, similarly you select Python, So this is a perfect platform for beginning level, for a basic level if you are a beginner. So this is where your stage 0 completes. You have mastered the language after doing at least 30 questions on it on HackerRank. Next is step 1. Stage 1 we will be beginning data structure and algorithm. Let's understand what is data structure in 5 seconds. Data structure is a collection of data values, the relationship among them, and the operations that can be applied to that data. So it's a very simple definition, self-explanatory. Algorithms is a set of coding instructions. Algorithm is nothing but a collection of a function or a line of code that you write to achieve certain operations on data or some functionality. So we have to learn these two things which form the basis of computing in this generation. So first we will learn some basic analysis of algorithm which will help you make your code better in every use case or every problem you are going to solve. So it's better to start from this only. You have to first learn what is asymptotic analysis. How do we analyze different algorithms, which is faster, which is slower, which should be preferred and not. It is divided in two parts: time complexity, how much time your algorithms take, and how much space your algorithm takes. Next, we'll learn some basic algorithms for searching. There are two types: linear and binary. Then sorting, selection, insertion, merge, and quick. So there are 5 to 7 algorithms. You have to understand how they work, what is the core concept, how to implement them in the language you have chosen, and what are the different applications. So once similarly you can learn from HackerRank if you can wish, or you can also study from GFG on some YouTube videos, and you can come for practice in HackerRank. Okay, so you will see some basic algorithms here that you can solve. So these are the few topics in algorithms that you need to learn in basic level, beginner level. In data structure, we start by learning strings, arrays, stack, queue, linked list, understand the working, implementation, and different applications. How to study? My Code School is the perfect YouTube channel. You can study from the basic. Let me show you on YouTube. You go to YouTube and search for My Code School. This is the perfect channel which teaches everything from basics, and almost every good programmer learns from it. So this is a perfect channel you can find, and you will find videos for everything. If you want to looking for some platform for theory, then Geeks for Geeks is the perfect platform. You will find theories of every topic on this. Okay, then you can practice by doing 20 problems on each data structure on either GFG or HackerRank, whichever platform you prefer to go. Okay, so HackerRank you will find some data structure questions as well, and you can explore at least 20 questions for each data type. Data structure will be enough in my opinion, because these are beginner data structure. Try to do more on array and string than other topics, because in stack and queue there are a limited set of questions that you can do, and in linked list also there are limited set of questions. Okay, if you find the questions of GFG and HackerRank bit easy, then you can also step up to LeetCode. LeetCode is another platform which is we prefer for mostly for interview preparation and data structure and algorithms learning. So you can go to the problem section in that, select by topic difficulty, and try to do at least 20 problems each for each topic string. You will find a lot of questions for array, on sub arrays, etc., and you can do it on your own. And LeetCode is the best platform if you want to try something slightly difficult. Okay, so this is what you have to do in beginner DSLGO. In stage 0 you have done at least 30 questions for your language. In beginner DSLGO you have to do at least 20 each for topics. So there are 5 topics, around 80 or 100 questions, some theory on this sorting. So around 100 questions you have to do in the beginner level to be seriously sure of it that you are able to solve for the next stage. In the next stage, we are going to cover some advanced data structure and algorithms. In the data structure part, we are going to do non-linear. In stage 1, we have done linear data structure like string, array, stack, queue, linked list. Here we are going to do non-linear data structure like tree, graph, maps, and hashing. So these topics only come for higher package company like 8 lakh, 10 lakh, 15 lakh package companies. If you are only targeting 4-5 lakh companies like TCS, Wipro, so all beginner level is enough for you to clear those written interviews. If you are planning for a higher package company, then you have to go. So theory is extensive on these topics. You have to study a lot about tree, graph, map. Okay, so try to be patient and follow good platforms like GFG and some YouTube channels that we have mentioned before ever. And I see many students leaving DSA here, so try to be patient and try to be focused and don't leave and continue your practice. Practice at least 30 to 40 questions each on lead code or hacker rank. I would recommend you to do on lead code because lead code will give you questions of good level, and hacker rank is slightly bit easier in this case. Okay, so try to do 30 to 40 questions each of tree, of graph, of map on lead code. You can also optionally study about heap, trie, suffix tree, segment tree. These kind of data structure will help you if you are doing competitive programming, if you have the intention to do CP later. So you can do these as well, follow in the same manner, understand theory and do 30-40 questions. You don't need 30-40 questions on this topic. 5 to 10 questions will be enough. You can refer book like Narasimha Karumanchi, Algorithms Made Easy on this topic. Okay, in the algorithms part, you have to study about different string matching algorithms like KMP and Robit Karp. So try to understand their theory, 2-3 implementations, then move on to important algorithms like divide and conquer, greedy, dynamic programming. Dynamic programming is kind of a mandatory program algorithm that you need to know if you are giving an interview for some good package company. So they will definitely ask you 2-3 questions that you have to solve using DP. So how to study them? You have to understand the theory. You can watch some video on YouTube, GFG or anything. Understand it working, do the implementation in the language, and solve at least 5 to 10 standard problems on each algorithm to have a good grasp. Again, lead code is best, YTGFG for theory. Okay, so this concludes as case 2. A lot of questions are going to be done in this, around 100 questions again in this stage. Okay, now here comes the stage 3. So far you have learned almost all the theory, all the knowledge that you could have gained for DSA. Now it's time to apply it in practical setting. So companies gives you around 1 to 3 problems that you have to solve in 60 to 75 minutes in any platform like HackerRank, HackerEarth, SHL, LeetCode, etc. So what you have to do, you will be given 2 problems which you have to solve in 60 minutes. So you have to get acquainted or master this format. Okay, so you have to take part in contest on HackerRank. You can also take part in Tathastu Weekend of Code, which is organized by us on HackerRank every month. You can also participate in some challenges on LeetCode so that you get an idea how to solve these problems in this time limit. The challenge here is to pass all the test cases. Okay, so they give some test cases publicly and some will be private test cases which they won't tell you. You have to make sure you pass all the boundary conditions like zero, null you have handled for zero, null, and for array, index, out of bound, and all these situations you have tackled along with the core logic of the problem. Winning in these will add credentials to your resume, which helps in your profile getting shortlisted. Like how this works, you will apply for a company, you will upload your resume and they will shortlist you for the written and the interview process. So if you have these coding contest winning, then it will make it easier for you to get shortlisted. Next stage 4, you can keep participating in different contests. There are lots of contests happening at college level as well, IITs, NITs, triple ITs. You can go and participate in those as well. Next step is stage 4, the ultimate stage, preparing for internships and jobs. How do you prepare after learning all those knowledge for the jobs and internships you seek? You can find commonly asked questions on GFG. Lot of past experiences, interviews are there which you can just go and read and make sure you know each one of them. Similarly, interview bit and LeetCode, you can find company wise questions, or you can just practice in increasing order of difficulty from easy, medium to hard. Identify companies which visit your college or companies which you will be able to apply to the segment or the category of that company. Find questions specific to them on LeetCode or InterviewBit you will find, or on Tathastu, a platform by 2 which we have created for skill learning and interview preparation. we conduct specific code weeks for a specific companies. Like this month we are conducting for Amazon, next month we are going to do for FANG companies, and after that we will be going to do for IT giants like TCS, Infosys, Wipro, Capgemini. What kind of questions are asked in these companies? Okay, so there is a set of 15, 20 question, 50 questions that you can practice. You will also find on LeetCode, InterviewBit, and GFG. Okay, continue to solve as many as question as possible of different kinds. Also keep applying to any internship or any job opportunity that you get, so that you get an idea of how to solve those written exams. Okay, each company will make you more ready for the company, like you are going to only work in one company that you have to work. So this is the process to continue after that. Here comes some of the resources that I would like to brief again if I haven't told you properly. Platforms: HackerRank, LeetCode, GFG. These are the 3 platforms. These are good enough. Okay, YouTube channel My Code School, Aman Dhatawal's Apna College Apni Kaksha, whatever you like to follow. Geeks for Geeks and My Sarji is a YouTube channel for Hindi videos. Okay, if you want to understand in Hindi, Geeks for Geeks is again, they have a YouTube channel which has some good videos which you can follow. Books, you can follow language specific book for C++, Java, Python. There are specific book like Kathy Sierra in Java and Python. There is also good book available. For DSA, I would recommend Narasimha Karumanchi, Algorithms Made Easy. It is available in all 3 languages, C++, Java, and Python. You can find the PDF online. If you are looking for some list of DSA questions that you can follow, there is a 450 questions DSA cracker list by Love Babbar. You will find the link in the below in the description. We will add the links in the description or in the Medium blog that we have written. Okay, 30 days SDE program. There are around 36 180 to 200 questions which is made by Raj Vikramaditya or Strival, known as popularly. You can go and check that out. 300 must do coding questions by InterviewBit. This is also a list of good question curation, topic wise and company wise. Interview questions collection, it is around 50 questions list on LeetCode, which you can also refer. Frequently asked questions, some common question which students ask, like, sir, how to be regular in DSA? I lose, there's a lot to study and I lose motivation and I skip in parts. So it's a very common problem that everyone faces. So you don't have to devote more than 1 hour per day if you are starting from first year. So if you are devoting at least only 1 hour, that will be more than enough. So the best trick that I have found so far is to make personal notes of every concept you learn. If you are learning any theory, make personal handwritten note. If you are doing any code, make personal handwritten code. So how this will help? Over a period of 2-3 years, you will learn a lot of things, but you will not be able to retain everything. So make sure you don't lose anything. You will make a note, and whenever you are going for some company's exam, you can just revise that copy, that notebook, and be ready. Another hack that we have used is to make a group of 3 to 5 friends, like some good friend of yours who are in your batch in your college or a different college. You can also make a group of friends from different colleges and share your learnings with one another, like I am solving this question, you are solving that question from that platform. So that will also keep you motivated. Scope for non-CSIT branch students. So EC and electrical students can sit in almost all CSIT companies, right? But certain companies don't allow civil and mechanical students, so you have to be sure which companies are allowed and not. So you can prepare DSA and apply for IT companies. I see a lot of electrical and electronic students making career in CSIT. Our heart is very big and you can come join us. I'm not good at maths. Can I do DSC? Yes, you can do. Maths is required, but it is not like in school. It's very basic and practical that you can really easily understand. So many topics to learn. I lose interest and habit. What to do? Similarly, don't take stress about curriculum. Study in stages, as we have discussed 5 stages before, and make some points that you have to, some tangible that you can feel that you are succeeding, then move on to the next. So another is whether to buy a course or not. See, the main part is you learn DSA either for free or from paid is secondary question to answer. If you are not able to learn on your own, you need some help, there is nothing wrong in buying sub course. So it's totally up to your choice. Are there any internships in DSA? Not much, very limited internships available in DSA. Companies hire you to work on different technologies. DSA is very limited. Okay, so but you will find some content writing opening on GFG, which is also good. You have to write articles, etc. You may also try for becoming a Tathastu DSA scholar. We have a community of 3,000 plus DSA enthusiasts, and you can work on managing that. Okay, so that's all from site. If you have any questions, you can ask in comments or email us at this platform.